Today we're going to take a look at the coins that I have in this bag. It includes one that I've already put in a flip, and I'll get to why on that one later. I'm going to call this video Treasures number 5 because this is the 5th time that I have made a purchase from this coin dealer who actually calls his company Treasures. And so these are the treasures that I have purchased from him. He has a foreign coin bin that he marks as 2 for $1. And I bought 14 coins here. He gave me a bargain. So I bought all these, everything you see in the screen here, for $5. And I like to leave a running total of what everything on here is worth. And we're going to see what the book value is here at the very end. We're going to start with a coin from Ceylon. Let me find it. Okay, it's going to be this one here. George VI, King and Emperor of India. So it's one of these scalloped design, scalloped edge coins. Give me 2 cents from 1944. KM 115. So this is made out of nickel brass. And so up until about 1942, this coin was made out of silver. So this was the first year that I realize I'm looking at the wrong one. This one was never made out of silver. This is KM 117, 1944. So since I was reading my notes out of order, let's go ahead and pick up the Ceylon coin from, that was 25 cents, 1943. So this one was the one that was the first year where it was not made out of silver. And again, we have George VI, King and Emperor of India. This one has the security reading design on it, where it's got the 2 reeded layers, but then there's kind of like a sandwich layer in the middle that has the dots on it. So always need to see the security readings on here. This specific coin has a book value of $1. This one is KM 115. Most of the times that you find a coin from Cuba that has been made since about the 1990s or earlier, it's going to be a tourism coin that they have the coins that the locals use, but also the coins that the tourists use. They have kind of a parallel economy there. But I had never seen the 1 centavo coin before, so that while the others are kind of a copper nickel, this one is a pure copper coin. And this one features kind of tiny, so I'm trying to read the, looks like Plaza of the Revolution on the 1 centavo coin. So I didn't even know this one existed. This is called the Peso Convertible series. And this specific coin, some years have been made out of aluminum, but this one is copper. Is also dated 2016. And because you don't see this one as often, this one has a book value of $1.25. So we're off to a good start there. Next, we're going to pick up a coin from a former Soviet country. From 1993, we have the 1 tenge coin. From, it says it at the very top here, Kazakhstan, but it says it in Cyrillic where it's kind of difficult to read that. So this is kind of an interesting design here of a mythical animal. That's all my catalog says. This is a mythical animal. On this 1 tenge coin from 1993, this one's going to be KM number 6. Then we're going to move to a coin from Peru from 1997. This side says the Central Reserve Bank of Peru, and the shield that shows up on all modern Peruvian coins. And so it's a design that's very similar to all of the other Peruvian coins. It just says 1 centimo. This one's going to be KM 303.2. And so it does mention a couple of varieties or what makes this a 1-year coin. One of those is most of the versions of this coin will have an accent above the letter E in centimo. And if you look at the E in centimo on this coin, there is not an accent above it. And then also on most versions of the coin, we have the Lima mint mark right here. It has all the letters Lima that kind of form together to make that one mint mark. I like that's one of my favorite mint marks of any coin. But on most versions of this coin, there's going to be a name of Chavez, the engraver, right here, but it does not appear on the 1997 version of this coin. So this one's actually kind of a rarer coin, even though it's a low value 1 centimo, but that one actually has a book value of $2. Next, we're going to move to a coin from Turkey. And so far, I'm finding good value in these low denomination coins. So here is the view of Ataturk that we see on a lot of the Turkish coins these days. This one's going to be a 1 yeni or new kurus. So they went through some hyperinflation for a while, and then in the early 2000s, they started over with the new kurus, and then after about 3 or 4 years of the new kurus, they removed the word new or yeni off of their coins. So this one's from 2005 and is KM 1164. This is the first year that they had the new kurus or lira. So at the time, one new lira was the value of 100,000 old liras. That gives you an idea of what the conversion was like that year. Next, we're going to move over to a coin of the Netherland East Indies. This shape looks pretty good. That is, if I can't even tell you which side is up on here because of the different languages on here, that you can't almost really, unless you can speak one of these languages. I keep thinking I have it upside down, and then I turn it the other way, and I still can't tell the difference on this side. This side I can read. Netherlands East Indies, or Netherland Indies, 1945. The value there under my thumb is 1/2 cent. So this is the last year that they made the half cent, 1945. And when you look at the Mint Master marks, that gives this a KM number 314.2. It says that according to the catalog, that one of those Mint Master marks is grapes. And I'm not sure that really either of those look like grapes, so I'm not sure which one it's referring to. But an older version of this coin, the .1 version of this coin, one of those was a seahorse. That last one had a book value of $1.40. Now we're going to move on to a coin from Finland. This one is a little bit rougher shape, but it is a 25 pennia. And then we have the Finnish design that we're used to, the lion ready to fight, holding the sword, with a date of 1921. Somewhere in here is an H for the Heaton Mint, I believe. Although I haven't found it yet. Usually the Heaton Mint H. Oh, there it is, right here by the back foot. So that's the H mint mark. KM25. So this one is made out of copper nickel, but in future years after this one was made, they made this coin out of iron. Now we're going to move to the country of Seychelles with this 25 cents coin. The animal on here is said to be a black parrot. Nice animal coin. And then the tail side, we have the Republic of Seychelles. And so that's a neat design from 1993. Their crest has a couple of swordfish on it, so I think that's neat. KM 49.2. This coin is made out of nickel steel, so the other variation of this coin is made out of copper nickel. Now we're going to move to a coin from Japan. So they draw their one horizontal instead of vertical. Took me a while to realize which side was up on here. Although they had they spelled it out in English letters on this one. It actually does say 1 yen on it. So in the catalog, this one's going to have a catalog number of Y70. And then the year, it's got a 2, a plus for 10, so 20. 5, year 25, Showa 25, is going to make this year 1950. I believe this was a 1-year coin. There is also a 50-sen coin with a very similar look to it. So here's another coin with an alphabet that is pretty difficult to design on this kind of 6-edge scalloped design. Kind of a wavy look to it. This is going to be a coin from Myanmar. And so this is one of those languages where I cannot read anything from their language, even with the help of the price guide. But the value here, well, first of all, here's the date down here, and I just cannot decipher that. This is apparently 1952. This is going to be the number 25 up here, and the denomination here is the 25 pius. KM number 35, and so a lot of their coins feature this creature Chinze. Next we have a modern 5 rupee coin from 2020. So this is the new circulating 5 rupee design. Started in apparently 2019. They still make them this year, 2023. So this one's probably going to go on for a little while. This one's KM 513, and it features agriculture. So the drops on here kind of represent wheat, I suppose. Flip that one over, and the 3-headed lion that we see on a lot of the coins from India. Now let's get to this coin in the flip, which I kind of teased at earlier. I went ahead and put it in a flip because it's in really nice shape. And so I didn't want to take the risk of it getting hurt, even though I hadn't made the video of it yet. So this is a 1-cent coin. And it uses the same design as the Netherlands coins of the days. So maybe it's not all that much different than the Netherland East Indies coins, but for the time, this is Curacao, and that's a country that I always mispronounce. I'm thankful that you're not making fun of me in the comments for that. But Curacao, after this date, it was joined with a couple of other places to become the Netherland Antilles. But the reason I put it in the flip was in this condition is really nice. That if you can say it is mint state 60, it has a book value of $15. If you wanted to call it mint state 63, it would be $30. And so I'm not going to call any coin that I find in a foreign coin bin MS63. That just doesn't happen. I don't suppose, but I mean, it looks really good. I'm comfortable saying Mint State 60 on that, although I am not a grader. So the only problem that I had with it is some spot kind of right here that wasn't really permanent on it. So yeah, that's a good bit of value right there. One teeny tiny little thing that we have left on the screen. This one is going to be a half a scruple. Letters HT there at the bottom. So what is half a scruple? When you flip it over, it says the same thing. Half a scruple. This goes back to a time when pharmacies, and at the time they're called apothecaries, actually mixed up the medicine in-house in the pharmacy, where they would use the mortar and pestle, grind it up, measure it out, and make sure you would get the exact amount. And the way they would do that is they had these very precise scales. And so you would put the medicine on one side of the scale, and then you would take one of these pharmacy tokens, which were already measured out for you. And so when you would get them balanced, you knew that the medicine was also going to have the weight of half of a scruple. So you may have heard the word scruples before, but did you know that was actually a weight or a measure? In this case, yes, it is. So a half a scruple is the same as 10 grains, which I usually only hear grains when it comes to weighing out tiny measurements of gold. And so this is also 2/3 of a gram. So all in all, this little tiny coin is worth about, it has a value of 1/48 of an ounce. So this is about the fourth or fifth pharmacy token that I've come up with. So someday I'm going to make a video just on these. Uh, it's really hard to put a date on something like this. It could be anywhere from 150 to 75 years ago. And most of these were made in New York and Philadelphia and made their way around the country. All right, so I hope you enjoyed these treasures. I didn't really give a value to that last pharmacy token, but when you add up everything else that was on here, total book value of 24.20. Most of that came from this one coin from Curacao, but still some pretty good value in everything else that I picked up on here. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.